God damn, I accidentally turned off my my video recording like an old fucking man. Pressing the wrong button and shit. The medallion we were just talking about. Alright, moving right along. I'm just going to upload these in succession. Moving right along. Uh, the Alamo. 2004. I'm gonna try not to fucking, close the window again. Don't remember this one. It's not ringing a bell. It's got a 6 out of 10 on IMDb, and it's got a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 47 on Metacritic. Yeah. I don't remember this fucking movie. Don't mind me, I'm just fucking with my settings. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Alright. Sorry about that. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Kill Bill Volume 2. Big fan of Tarantino. Number 1. Number 2, Kill Bill 1 and 2 are the Kill Bill is probably my favorite movie of his. Probably one of my favorite movies, period. Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2, Princess Mononoke, Inception, I love Inception, District 9, The Matrix Trilogy, Braveheart, Fight Club. A lot of these movies are my favorite movies. Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2. Of course, I like Volume 1 better. I think it had better action. I just liked the pacing more. I thought it was slightly weirder. Yeah, I like 1 better than 2, but 2 was fantastic as well. The beginning of 2 was amazing. The promo that they did, where it just starts off. I loved how he fucking used I can't ever pronounce his name, but I think he died recently. The composer who did all the fucking songs for fucking all the westerns and stuff, like the Dollars trilogy and shit like that. The final fucking song when fucking Bill collapses, that's Navajo Joe. Navajo Joe, Navajo Joe. Down, 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 down. Blah, blah. I love all that shit. I told you I like westerns. I just love how they remixed and re-recorded. I love that Western theme that they did in part 2, and part 1 there was a Japanese theme. I could go on and on and on and on forever, but I was blown away with Kill Bill's Volumes 1 and 2, and I saw them in the theaters by myself, I believe. I didn't want to go with anyone because I didn't want any distractions. You know, when I go to the movie theater with someone, you know, I'm always like looking over to see if they're like enjoying the movie, or I'm getting like a blowjob or something, or I'm there with like a family member. I'm never getting a blowjob with the family member. But when it's a movie I know I want to just zonk out and enjoy, I go by myself. Which I haven't done in a long fucking time, but yeah, Volume 2, that was 2004? Volume 2 was almost 10 years ago? My God. What has he done since then? He's done The Hateful Eight. I think he just did a new one, which I haven't seen, so I'm embarrassed to call myself a Tarantino fan, but Love these movies. If you haven't seen, even if you're not really a Tarantino fan, you gotta see Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2. It's really weird. He's got a bizarre... it's a very Tarantino film in terms of his style. It's very gory and gritty, but even if that shit makes you squeamish and you're just not a fan of his weird ass artsy fartsy, Tarantino style flashback cinematography, it's an amazing tale of this person. You never see a revenge tale like this. That's always a part of the story. We'll just take like Death Wish, whether it's the new one with fucking what's his name's corpse they drag out every once in a while to do an action movie, Bruce Willis. Whether it's the new one or the old one's great too. That was before my time, but I had seen it, never got the chance to see it in theaters. Death Wish is a good revenge flick, but it doesn't focus on the revenge. The entire Kill Bill movies, Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2, focus on this girl's revenge. That's all she's doing. Her travels, her training, her acquiring of knowledge, getting info, lists, taking people down, all the murders, everything she's done is for revenge. She's got a list of 5 fucking assholes. She's crossed them off one by one. She will do goddamn anything to do it. It's an amazing tale of revenge. I've never seen a tale of revenge like that. She ain't doing it to do the right thing or anything. She's gonna kill these motherfuckers. Good ass shit, man. I'm not gonna lie to you on this one. I kind of wanted to see it. This is Freaky Friday with fucking Jamie Lee Curtis, which she still looks good. She still looks good, but my God, can you just have a woman's haircut? And then was it Lindsay Lohan? One of the fucking little singers got famous and turned into a drugged out lesbian. I don't know. I think it was Lindsay Lohan. I don't know. I actually wanted to see that movie. I thought it looked funny. I haven't seen... it's like a remake of another movie like that. I never saw, but I thought it looked okay. I wasn't super impressed. I didn't hate the movie, but I never saw it again after that. I'll tell you that much. What else we got here? Does the 2 mean there's 2 of them? I don't know. Signs. Mel Gibson's Signs. Well, I should say M. Night Shyamalan. Is that an M. Night Shyamalan movie? By far his best one. I really liked it. I really liked that movie. I loved the actors in it. I loved the acting in it. I loved everything about it. Great fucking movie. Really good suspenseful build-up. It was scary as fuck. A great way of fear of the unknown. They don't really show anything, but you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. First time you ever fucking see that shit, it was scary. Especially in a fucking dark-ass movie theater. That's a good fucking movie. Yeah, if you haven't seen Signs, watch that shit. It's about aliens. God, it's creepy. Charlie's Angels. Not the new one. The 2003 one. The one with actual hot chicks in them. Fucking Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu, and Cameron Diaz. I've seen all of their nudes. Not bad. Definitely, Drew Barrymore is definitely my crush. Cameron Diaz, I always thought she was okay. I never hated her, but Drew Barrymore was always my personal crush. I grew up, watching her in E.T. She's a few years older than me. I think she's like 3 or 4 or 5 years older than me, about the same age. But I remember when I was real little, E.T. was one of the... when you're a kid and your parents put on, the same movies for you all the time? and those kind of become your de facto like go-to, comfort movies. Like E.T. was one of mine. I had E.T. I had the Never-Ending Story. Never-Ending Story. All the I man, all the fucking animated Christmas shit, like the Charlie Brown shit. Try Microsoft 360 Family for free. Thank you, Microsoft. Like all the I had a lot of like go-to movies. E.T. was one of them, and so my crush for fucking God, she's hot too. Still is. Drew Barrymore. My crush for her was seeded in me since I was a wee lad. So, not gonna lie, that's why I watched the movie. It wasn't a bad movie. It was very like 2000s corny actiony. It wasn't a bad movie. I think I saw part 2 as well. Wasn't as good as the first one. And the Thin Man, like the bad guy in that fucking movie, he was the fucking dad in Crispin Glover. He was the fucking dad in Back to the Future. Bizarre. The Hulk. You could barely see it, but this was... Yeah, this was before the MCU. Before Spider-Man, I think. 2000... No. But Marvel started rolling out... This is when Marvel first started rolling out these Marvel movies regularly. They did they did the Spider-Man movies, the Hulk, then they did like Iron Man after that. I actually liked the Hulk. A lot of people shit on the Hulk. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I liked the CGI at the time of. I thought the fight with the fucking dogs were cool. I was never a fan of the Hulk growing up. I never read the comics or anything like that. And just the concept of this giant mass of muscle and can use it to simulate flying. Like, I never thought of, these massive legs jumping and, soaring through the air off of your jumps like that. Like, I never thought of that before. I don't know if that was in the comics, but I thought that was really cool. I mean, I always thought it's like, okay, he's really strong. What's that gonna fucking do? Well, apparently he could almost fly with his jumps, and he's so fucking tough, he could literally withstand bullets from like a 50 cal. Like, I really thought it was fucking cool. I did. I know it's not completely canon, and a lot of the nerds hated, how it went, but I thought the actor played a pretty good, mild-mannered, Bruce Banner? Bruce Bannon? Bruce Banner. No, Bannon is... Yeah, never mind. Bruce Banner. I thought it was okay. I saw the sequel with Edward Norton, and I don't know if you saw my last video. Not the last one, because the last one is literally just this video. It just got cut off because I'm retarded. But I'm a huge Edward Norton fan, and to hear that he was going to be the next fucking guy, like, I was stoked. I was fucking stoked. I heard the reason why they switched is because they didn't like him. Well, of course. I don't know. I forget the reason why. It was like at the tip of my tongue. I don't really remember anymore. Identity. The fuck movie is that? Identity, 2003. I gotta look this one up, boys. Identity, 2003. Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. This is another one of these, like, in, like, that campy golden era of, like, PG-13 and R-rated, like, horror, slash suspense slash thriller movies, along with Frailty. This was a good one, man. It's got a pretty generic name, but yeah, fucking Identity, bro. That is a good. I'm putting that in the rewatch fucking pile because I really loved that one. That was. It's a whodunit slasher film. Everybody gets stranded in a storm in a motel, and the roads are blocked. No one could come or go because it's flooded, and everyone starts dying. And there's like I think like 12 or 13 people there. All sorts of people. All sorts of people. There's like the drug addict. There's the thief. There's the whore. There's the snob. There's the lawyer. And people start fucking dying one by one. I'm not gonna give away the twist at the end. But it's got John Cusack in it. He does a pretty good job there. And they have another storyline parallel to it. And you can't really figure out what it has to do with what's going on here in the hotel. But it all comes together. I thought it was great. It's got like a twist ending. Classic, campy, PG-13 horror. No, it's R, isn't it? Does it say on here? I think it's R, because there's some things in there that are like definitely rated R. But great fucking movie. I don't know if my wife has seen it. If she hasn't, I'm hauling her ass in there and making her watch it. Great fucking movie, man. I know the video game, but I'm going to have to look. This is another one I'm going to have to look up, guys. The Order. The Order. Is this the one where they have the fucking alien shit in their mouths? I gotta look this one up, guys. What year was that? 2003? I've seen a lot of movies in 2003. The Order. Heath Ledger? Is that Heath Ledger? Is a member of an arcane order that persists known. Sent to Rome? Man, I have no clue what this movie is. Oh, a sin eater. I remember that. They eat their sins. I kind of remember that part. But other than that, I don't remember a goddamn thing about that movie, so couldn't tell you if it was good or bad, but whatever. Man, it's weird not remembering some of the shit. Like, when I was 20, there was not a single book, video game, movie, or song. There was not a single piece of medium that I have read, or watched, or consumed in any fashion that I forgot. I remembered every movie I ever watched, even as a child. Yeah, I remember that. Even if I only saw it the once as a kid, I remember watching it. I remember the name of it. I remember what happened. Now that I'm almost fucking 40, even the memory banks are getting full, I guess. I guess we gotta fucking kick The Order out. Fucking, who gives a fuck about this movie? He didn't like it. It is so bizarre going from a human being that remembered everything that ever happened in his life to completely fucking spacing a movie I went to the theaters and saw. I don't know if I went and saw it with somebody. I don't know how old I was when I saw it. I don't know what year it was. I don't know what it was about. So fucking bizarre. Catwoman. Catwoman with Halle Berry. I think I enjoyed it, but later, after, I got a little bit more. I didn't get into comics and Marvel and, superheroes and stuff like that until after I was an adult. I had some comics of some off-brand stuff, like the Turok comics from Turok, Son of a Stone. I had some of those. I didn't have like the Batmans and the Spider-Mans and stuff like that. Those cost more. I had a lot of off-brand shit. Some of that we got seen into obscure movies and even made into video games after the fact. Case in point, Turok. But I wasn't a huge comic book fan. I couldn't tell you the lore behind, some of these characters and stuff like that. But when I watched Catwoman, I thought, okay, it's fine, I guess. I like Halle Berry, climbing around and shit. But it wasn't until, later, after the internet, and I was doing research, and I have spent late hours just looking up Wikipedias on some things. You want to know one I've gotten lost in, even though I've played the game, I like the game, World of Warcraft. Man, let me tell you, World of Warcraft is a well. It is an endless pit of lore, and I got sucked into it. I even got the hardback books from Dark Horse, volumes 1, 2, and 3. They chronicle beautiful artwork in the whole things, in all of them. There's pictures everywhere. Oh my god, that's part of. This is one part artwork, one part history. The Frozen Throne Uprising. Like, I have spent many late nights just looking up lore in the World of Warcraft, in the Warcraft universe. That's when I've really dived into. So, I started doing shit like that a lot after I was an adult with, like, a lot of superheroes and stuff like that. So I've come to know, what makes some of these characters important and what's canon and what's not. I've never become, like, a comic book nerd or anything like that. No pun in, no disrespect to the word nerd, I guess, but, Catwoman, just at the time of when I saw this in 2004, I just wasn't a comic book guy. I'm still not really, but I had no idea what was going on there, and I guess to the average fan or someone who pays attention to Batman, I guess I could see why they'd hate the movie, but I didn't hate the movie. I wouldn't go and see it again or nothing. Ah, yes. Here's another great one. Minority Report. I'm going to have to put that in the watch again category. I haven't seen that for a good long while. Minority Report, was that the first one? There was like 3 or 4 movies when I was dating my wife when we first met. She'd come over and we would Netflix and chill before Netflix. Minority Report was one of them. Minority Report was one of them. And Minority Report, I showed her Minority Report, The Kill Bills, Braveheart, all my favorites. I never stopped to ask her what she wanted to watch. Is there any movie that she wanted to see? But I showed her all these movies that she never seen before. She liked them pretty much. She liked me more. But yeah, this was one of our Netflix and chill movies, fucking Minority Report. Great fucking movie, though. I really love... I love Tom Cruise, man. I really do. I love his acting. I love his acting style. I love the movies he's in. A lot of people hate him, but fuck, I love Tom Cruise and the movies he's in, and I really love Minority Report. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big Tom Cruise fanboy. I love him. Great fucking movie, man. But seriously, jokes aside, Tom Cruise aside, it's a really good like sci-fi movie where they predict crimes. The movie, I don't know when it takes place. It probably takes place here real quick, but we don't have anything that technological yet. But it takes place in the near future where they have an experimental crime unit that predicts the near future. They have this technology where they use... It's bizarre. They use living subjects. They're basically in drug-induced comas, and they have a special ability to predict crimes before they happen, and they have them hooked up to these machines, and you have these special detectives that have to shift through these fucking the imagery, which is basically their thoughts and stuff, and they gotta find out and follow the clues to find out where these crimes are and how they're going to take place and stop them before it happens. And there's this whole legal thing where is it still considered a crime if it hasn't happened yet? It's really cool. It's very sci-fi-ish. he eventually goes on the run, and they employ like these spider drones. Like it's really it's my kind of fucking sci-fi. It was great. So if you haven't seen Minority Report, what year was it? Fucking 2002. Damn, man. We're really coming up on this. I don't know how old you are or what your background is, but these are like 20-year-old movies. So a lot of people haven't seen them. So if you haven't seen Minority Report, I would definitely recommend watching that shit. Now, which one is this? I think this is the fucking original. Underworld. Underworld. That's that fucking vampire werewolf fucking movie franchise. I saw the last one. It was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. 3 and 4 I really liked. I liked the concept more than I liked the actual movies. The first Underworld movie I thought was alright. Second one, completely non-memorable. Don't really remember much of it. But I remembered I liked the movies. And then part 3 came out. That was the big flashback one where she goes back in time, and it showed the old war between the werewolves and the vampires back in the Dark Ages. I thought that was done really well. And then there was the newer one that they did a few years ago. I thought that was pretty cool too. So, yeah, I like the Underworld movies. I didn't love them at the beginning, but it kind of has like a Harry Potter of effect on you. Meaning, like, the first movies were like, I could take them or leave them, but they got better as the story went along. So I really like those movies. But yeah, that was the original one, the first one, 2003. Goddamn. Goddamn, I'm old. All of these are in 2003. Can we get a 2004? Can we get a 2002? We got a 2002 here. Oh, yeah. 1 hour photo. That is that is a creepy movie. That is a creepy movie. It's got what's his name? I know his fucking name. I'm just wanting to make the joke. It's got Robin Williams in it. It's got Robin Williams in it. He plays a guy that works at a place where you develop film called 1 Hour Photo. And there's this family that has been taking their photos in for years. And so he develops the photos, and he's seen like the birth of, these people's kids. And he's watched them grow up. And, when they come in, he asks, hey, how's it going? How's your day going? He gets their names. And he vicariously has observed through observation, watched this entire family's life and the kids grow up and everything, and he feels he is part of the family when he's not. He's just the fucking creepy guy that works here, and some shit happens, and it's a trip. It's a fucking trip, man. I don't have glowing reviews of the movie or anything like that, but just the concept is really fucking trippy, and of course has Robin Williams in it. He could do anything. He plays the comedian. He could really play the serious role. It's not in here, but I really a Robin Williams movie I really liked was What Dreams May Come, I believe is the name of it. It has one of those titles that, dreams may come true. What Dreams May Come, I believe, is the name of it. It's the Robin Williams movie where straight up his wife fucking dies and goes to hell, and he refuses going to heaven, and instead he wants to track down and find his wife in hell so he could spend eternity with her. And he goes through hell and purgatory and a bunch of fucked up shit just to find her. And goddamn, does that not I love a good love story. I love a good fucking I don't know if I'll fucking voluntarily go to hell just to be with my wife. I know damn well she wouldn't do that for me, but shit. It's crazy. The fuck movie is this? Hidalgo. What the fuck is this? I gotta look that shit up, boys. I gotta look that shit up. What movie is Hidalgo? Frank T. Hopkins? Is he... It's a Western, it looks like. Does not have good ratings. 6.7 on IMDb, 46% on Rotten Tomatoes, 54 on Metacritic. It's a battle at Wounded Knee story. I do not remember a goddamn thing about this movie. Not a goddamn thing. Yeah, I saw Hidalgo apparently. Jesus. Oh, man, this one was rough. This one was rough. The Passion of the Sea. That was a fucking 2-hour film of them beating the shit out of them. Man. Yeah, I'm not really a religious guy. But, you know, that movie will make you weep for Jesus. It really will. They beat the shit out of that fucker. God damn. But really. Whew. I wouldn't put it on a list of great movies, but it was decent. It was probably the best Bible story. What year was this? 2006. The Sentinel. It's another one I gotta look up, because I obviously didn't like it. 2006, The Sentinel. Looks like it's got, fucking Jack from 24. Is that fucking Michael Douglas? Michael Douglas and, Jack Bauer. What's his fucking name? I like that actor, too. Kiefer Sutherland. Again, it's got below average scores. A 6.1 on IMDb, 35% Rotten Tomatoes, and a 49 on Metacritic. I don't remember seeing that movie. Yeah, don't know what else to say. It's got a good cast. It has the makings of a good movie, but shit, don't know what to fucking tell ye. The Mummy 3. These movies got worse. Well, I shouldn't say they got worse and worse. I think this was the one, 2008. I think this was the last one with Brendan Fraser in it before he killed his career doing what fucking movie was that? He did some fucking movie. Man, he was on the rise. Brendan Fraser was the shit. He was like young, good looking, wasn't the best actor, wasn't the brightest fucking bulb in the fucking knife drawer, but he was okay and he was doing some good movies, and then his career just... Then he did all these weird fucking stupid fucking family films. Killed his career afterwards. He did that one movie where he sold his soul to the devil and got a bunch of wishes. It was like a comedy, and he wanted like the best coffee in the world, and so the devil like transported him like out in the middle of nowhere in the jungles of Peru, and some fucking guy comes up to his window speaking Spanish, and he was all like, I don't speak Spanish. He's like, holy fucking shit, I speak Spanish, and he's talking fucking Spanish and shit. Like, that was the best cup of coffee. I thought that whole setup was ridiculous. Couldn't tell you the name of the movie, but man, his career got killed. As for fucking The Mummy 3, I don't remember what it was about. I remember The Mummy 2 with the Scorpion King in it. That movie was pretty good. I seen it a couple years after the fact. It had horrible CGI, and there was a lot of stupid comical moments in it that weren't appreciated. But I think I liked it really well at the time of. The first Mummy movie was okay. Second one I really liked. I think the third one was when the little kid grew up. Anyway, yeah. That was a trilogy that I could give or take. Didn't really care for the first one. The last one was completely non-memorable, and the second one was the only good one in my opinion. But I don't think it'll hold up very well. I don't know what else to fucking say. Yep, here we go. Here we fucking go. 2008. You know what year that was? It's the year of the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight. Man, I love Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. I didn't think I could like a movie more than Batman Begins. That thing was a phenomenon. Remember when they're like, oh, people were committing murders and pretending like they were the Joker? Maybe that happened. I don't know. There was a shooting in the movie theater. Oh, I kind of remember that, yeah. There was a shooting in the fucking movie theater. I don't think it was related to Batman at all. It was just like on opening night. Somebody fucking got killed. They used themselves as a human shield and protected his, I think, wife and dad. Just ended up dying. Saved his wife. It's a fucking hero. That's fucking cool. Yeah, what great movies. Heath Ledger. I mean, I know it's more complicated than that, but damn, that role killed him, like literally. Like he fucking, what do they call it? Method acting? He became the Joker, and those dark thoughts eventually killed him. That's crazy to think. It's kind of amazing. I will say this though, if that shit's gonna kill you, then, you know, you can't say the motherfucker can't act. You know, whatever he's done before, whether you like the Joker as a character, or like the movies, or like Heath Ledger as a person, or what the fuck ever, can't say the motherfucker can't act. Because he acted himself to death. Fucking nuts. Great movies, though. There was another movie I saw. Maybe it was the same one. Maybe I saw it more than once. I remember liking it. Role Model. I could have sworn I talked about this one before in previous video. I don't know. I think that's the one with Paul Rudd and that other actor that did nothing after with his life afterwards. You never heard of again? The Lord of the Rings T. I fucking didn't know I saw this twice in the movie theaters. 2003. Which one was that? They all start with the. The Lord of the Rings 2003. The Return of the King. It says The Lord of the Rings T. So yeah, The Return of the King. I already mentioned this one before. I didn't know I saw it twice. I don't know why I saw it twice. I didn't like it that much. Could have fooled me. Oh. Daredevil with Ben Affleck. I was heavily into Alias at the time. This was when J.J. Abrams was actually good as a director, and that's a good show. It's very very campy, very corny. I'm sure if you rewatch it right now, it would be like, really? Like, it wasn't like on after hours on FX or anything like that. It wasn't AMC, TVMA. It was straight up prime time, family friendly, corny ass action in the middle of the day, campy 90210 bullshit. But yeah, Alias with Jennifer Garner. She's looking pretty good these days, though. I never had a huge crush on her. I liked her because I liked Alias. So I was watching that, and this movie came out around the same time. I wasn't watching Alias like live on TV. I was watching before GameFly, before Netflix, before Redbox. There was Blockbuster Online, and we were renting movies from Blockbuster Online, and we were watching them by the pound. I would queue the shit up. You would have to rent the individual discs, so you would have to like rent, season 2 disc 3 individually from season 2 disc 4. So it was up to you which one you fucking watched and when. They wouldn't just give you the full season, but you could watch full seasons of pretty much any show you wanted to. I watched The West Wing. I watched Alias. I watched... What other fucking shows? The Shield. Shield was fucking good. And there was a few others too I watched. I watched the entire season. And Alias was one of them. So it was like after it was on TV. Obviously the movies had come out on disc. Not the movies, but the TV show. And I was watching it through this. So it was years afterwards. And then fucking this Daredevil movie came out. Like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of comic book stuff. But this was like post Spider-Man. I was starting to get more interested in stuff. I was watching Alias. I knew Jennifer Garner was in this. I really wanted to see this movie, and then I watched it, and I convinced myself I liked it. When it came out on DVD, I bought it, and I don't... Oh my god! Oh my god! Here it is again! It's not the same one! I saw it twice! God, I saw it fucking twice! I saw it like a fucking week later. I saw it on February 21st, and then March 1st. It says 3-0. The fuck does that mean? But yeah, saw that shit twice. Not a good movie. Yeah, this is when The Rock started getting to his movie career. He was in some good movies. He was in Walking Tall. That's another remake of an original. I didn't see the original, but I saw this one. This was more serious. Good movie. I liked it. My wife's a big wrestling fan. I don't think she's seen this movie. Maybe she wants to watch it. I don't know. I don't mind watching it again. I thought it was a good movie. Alright. We are going through the pile. We only have just a few more left. Just a few more left. I'm going to make this one a little bit longer. I'm going to... Collateral. The fuck movie is that? 2004. I don't remember anything in 2004. This must have been when I was fucking drugged out of my mind. 2003 and 2004. I don't remember jack shit. Oh! How could I? It has Tom Cruise in it. I don't remember this one. I guess I'm not that much of a Tom Cruise fan. Oh yeah, here we go. Obviously I saw this with someone. With the little 2 next to it means I was with someone. Yeah, The Matrix Reloaded. I don't think the original Matrix is in here. I got movie stubs going back to 2001. I know that. Maybe the original Matrix is buried in here. But yeah, love these movies. Love the Matrix movies. I got the trilogy on Blu-ray, DVD when they came out. I got them on... When we upgraded to Blu-rays, my wife got me the Blu-ray set that included the Matrix animation, the Animatrix. That was pretty cool. That's like an anthology video of like anime and CGI shorts. There's like maybe like 15 of them. A whole bunch of like animated shorts, a mixture of like anime and CGI of short stories having to do with the Matrix universe. A lot of it went back to like the original conflict between the machines and the humans before the Matrix was even created, and a lot of them were like brutal stories. A lot of them you're like, yeah, I could see why humanity was enslaved. It's pretty fucking cool. Pretty fucking cool. But anyway, yeah, Matrix Reloaded. I like that pretty good. Oh, what movie was this? God, 2002. I remember the name of it. Serving Sarah. I'm getting a Citizen Ruth vibes from that title. You guys know Citizen Ruth? Serving Sarah, 2002. It's a fucking Matthew Perry movie. Obviously serving her papers. I don't remember a goddamn thing about that movie. Back when Matthew Perry was popular, I thought he was funny in Friends. He was my favorite friend. My favorite bit he did was actually when fucking he got into a feud with Joey. And it wasn't actually him, it was Joey, who I didn't like. I thought he was just an idiot. But he put on all of Chandler's clothes in his entire closet. He comes over fucking just wearing all these fucking clothes. And he's like, look at me, I'm Chandler. Can I be wearing any more clothes? Moving on. Jesus. Oh! Oh, a classic. A fucking classic. 2002. When everyone was young and beautiful. We got Jackass the movie. That fourth one's coming out here pretty soon. Bam Margera ain't on it because he's a fucking asshole. He's a fucking drunk piece of shit, can't get his shit together. I'm sad that my friend died a decade ago. So I gotta ruin my marriage and my life. Fucking asshole. There's some people that will use any excuse to, fuck their lives up. I went through a rough spot when my mom died. I went through a rough spot when I broke up with my first love when I was a teenager. But, if you're still in that state, a year later, like, Christ almighty, move on. The Ring. I talked about The Ring 2, I believe. I saw The Ring 2. I think I talked about that earlier. Previous video. Yeah, I love the original. The second one was okay. Not as scary as the first one. I thought the second one was like... Well, the first one was a remake of the Japanese classic. That's why it was good. The Ring 2 was just a bastard sequel of the remake that has nothing to do with the original at all. It wasn't based off of anything, so that's why it was all fucky. I didn't hate the second one, but the first one was amazing. I saw the Japanese original, and yeah, it was scary and creepy, but the specific imagery and the noises and sound effects, I'm like looking at myself in in like a little, like the window. I see myself in my little window here. I keep thinking, what if a face fades in from behind me? It scared the shit out of me. Okay, it scared the shit out of me. Let's stop talking about that. Oh god, I hate to do this to you guys again, but I gotta look this shit up again. Changing Lanes. The fuck movie was that? You know what? I'll give a free pass on this one. Let's not say we did. I don't know what movie that is. I don't remember seeing it. I'll skip that one. Tears of the Sun. That was when I was in my military movie phase. This is probably the least memorable of all of them. I don't know. There's a couple I could tell you the names of. I just couldn't tell you. I couldn't even tell you what war the movie was about. I know this one was Vietnam. This is the one with man, funny story, man. This is the one with Bruce Willis in it. Vietnam. Not that memorable of a movie. There was a couple others like Heart's War that was, but I saw that, and I saw a few others. I'll tell you the good ones. We Were Soldiers, directed by Mel Gibson. He was in it. Actually, I don't know if he directed it, but he was in it. That was a good one. Black Hawk Down was a good one. Saving Private Ryan, probably the best war movie of all time. And I saw a lot of the classics too. Vietnam was probably my favorite timepiece of all of, these war movies and stuff. And Apocalypse Now is a great one. Apocalypse Now is a great one. Apocalypse Now is a little overrated. It's a good movie, good actor. Platoon is another good one. That's a Stanley Kubrick film. Probably the three great Vietnam War movies are Apocalypse Now, great movie. A little overrated in my period. In my opinion. In my period. A little overrated for that time period, in my opinion. Apocalypse Now. And then over that, I would say, I just mentioned it. Platoon. Stanley Kubrick. He does some good movies. I like his style. He did Platoon. That's the one with fucking Gomer Pyle. A jelly donut! Holy Jesus! That movie's broken up into basically two parts. The first part is, when they're in boot camp. The second part is when they're in wartime. Nobody really knows about that second part. That's a great part, too. Good movie. Great movie. I would say that's better than Apocalypse Now. Number one. This movie doesn't get talked about enough. Every time someone talks about World War II movies and cult classics and shit like that in the wartime, Apocalypse Now and Platoon, everyone talks about those. Nobody ever fucking talks about The Deer Hunter. The Deer Hunter is my favorite Vietnam piece. That's the one, you've all seen clips of it with Charlie Sheen. No, not Charlie Sheen. Fucking his daddy. Martin Sheen. Martin Sheen, where he's like drunk and falling down in the hotel room and he's fucking drunk when they're playing Russian roulette and shit like that. That movie is phenomenal. That movie is broken up into three parts, similar to how Platoon is broken up. Platoon was broken up into two parts, in boot camp and then like when they're in the war. The Deer Hunter, it takes place before the war. It focuses around three guys in a small town when the war starts, and they're all buddies and everything, and they all sign up together. And then the middle part is when they're in war, when they're in the shit. People are chopping people's heads off and forced to play Russian roulette and shit. And then the third part of the movie is when the war's over. And it's just about how fucked up their lives are. Not everyone comes back. Great fucking movie. Great cinematography. Real deep. That is the best. I'm gonna say it's the best war movie. Saving Private Ryan was probably the best, I said. That one's probably the most gritty. Definitely some really cool parts there. Some over-the-top violent shit. But I'm going to change I'm gonna officially change it. I don't know, man. Yeah, Deer Hunter, probably best war movie ever. Definitely the best Vietnam piece. Gotta see that fucking shit. Tears of the Sun. Holy fucking shit. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, funny story with that. One of my aunts, she, her boyfriend was a Croatian fella whose second language was English, and it wasn't that good. For Father's Day, her and her daughter gifted him the Tears of the Sun DVD. And I had seen the movie, and I thought it was a shitty movie. They bought the movie for him because they didn't know what to fucking give this guy. And he never fucking watched it. I think this is the movie I am thinking of, Big Trouble. That was a great movie. I think I talked about it when I talked about Joe Somebody. What was that, 2002? With fucking yeah, fucking Tim Allen. That's just a good, funny ass fucking movie. Good, funny fucking movie. Just a bizarre fucking storyline. With a hitman and a robbery and fucking, it's weird. It's fucking weird, but I love that fucking movie. It's such a weird, campy movie too. It's not gonna win movie of the year, but like this is when comedy. It's a dark comedy. This is when I still appreciated comedies. I can't watch a comedy these days. I can't because they're just not funny. They're not fucking funny. They're all fucking stupid. And they're all the same fucking thing too. They're all fucking weird parodies of movies that came out decades before them. You know, they're all like fucking versions of Scary Movie, but just not as good. I can't do comedy these days. They're just not funny. Name a fucking comedy that's come out in the 10 years. I'll tell you it's not funny. Literally the only thing I thought was funny is like Jackass. And, you know, that's not comedy gold. It's just a bunch of assholes being assholes. But Big Trouble, that's a funny movie. Go see that shit. Big Fish. I don't remember the movie, but I know it. I guess it starts off someone dies. Like someone's father or grandfather dies, and all they remember is all his weird tall tales that he's ever told. Turns out he's a lying piece of shit. And the movie kind of just goes into some of these tales and tall tales and stories he's told. They kind of flexed a little bit with the CGI. It's kind of an artsy fartsy movie. I didn't think anything special of it. Not really my favorite actor or anything, but I loved The Butterfly Effect with fucking the guy. Maybe I'll put that in the watch again pile. I don't know. That was a good movie. I really liked it. I loved the setup. Man, that was bizarre. That was fucking bizarre. Man, for a while there, that fucking movie will make you afraid to go to prison. Like, I've never been to prison. I could have a couple times, but a lot of these prison movies make you not want to fucking go to prison. I watched the series Oz. You know, the HBO series Oz. Tons of penis in that movie. Absolutely fucking tons of penis in that movie. Like, no joke. Is that Chris Maloney's penis in there? You get to see his penis. All these prison shows and movies and stuff like that, they don't make you want to go. I saw one recently on Netflix, actually. It had the actor, I don't know what his name is. It had the actor that played Jaime Lannister. That was a sad one. That was a sad one. I actually felt really sorry for him in that movie. But if any prison movie makes you not want to go to prison, it's The Butterfly Effect. Shit. Man, I do not know what I would do if I was in that situation. Good fucking movie, though. Good fucking movie, though. It's not a prison movie. There's just a section where he goes to prison. But it's a really good psychological thriller. He basically finds some sort of form of time travel by exploring memories. But he's not just exploring memories. He's reliving them, you know, through a brain condition. And he finds exploring his memories, he can actually change events, and it changes the future. It's really bizarre, and almost everything he changes, it ends up turning to shit. And it just, I don't know. Good movie, though. Good fucking movie. What, 2004? Yeah, I remembered that one. Here's another one I remember. Cold Mountain. Cold Mountain is another pseudo-western. It's not like cowboys riding down and dum 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 dum. You know, it's like some old fucking Cold Mountain. Was this the one? There was the other one I saw with what's her name, and her father was Tommy Lee Jones. This one I believe is Renee Zellweger. 2004. Yeah. No, that was a... What are you eating? Hey, what are you eating? Yeah, Renee Zellweger. It's that old joke. It's fucking, Renee Zellweger. Nicole Kidman and Jude Law. I don't remember tons about it. It's not really a Western. It just takes place in that time frame. I just remember Renee Zellweger making her stupid fucking faces. But no, that's the joke, Renee Zellweger. Fucking, it was a skit from the Chappelle Show. The Chappelle Show. And they do wife swap, where they swap a white dude and a black guy. And Dave Chappelle plays both the black guy, just this thuggish ghetto ass nigger, right? He's playing this character, and he also plays the white guy. They powder him up. Very racist of both, you know, racist fucking about black people, racist against white people. It was beautiful. It was fucking beautiful. Everyone could fucking be racist. No one got offended. Everything was fucking funny. Love Dave Chappelle, man. Fucking love him. But his black character he played when they were doing the wife swap. No, it was husband swap or something like that. Not wife swap. The husband, the black guy that he played, he was in the white people's house, right? Making fun of all their white shit. And he's fucking taking a shit in the fucking bathroom. And he's reading a fucking magazine. Reading their white-ass magazine. He's got a smoke in his mouth. And he's like, who the fuck is Renee Zellweger? Ever since then, I've always fucking said that in my mind. And I saw The Ring again. It says 2 on there because I went and saw it with someone. Don't remember who I saw it with. I saw a lot of these with my grandmother. When my time at my foster parents' house came to a close, I went and I lived with my grandmother. I was an adult, and for the first year, I was 19. So for that year, maybe year and a half, 2003, 2004, definitely, that's who it was with. Now this is 2002. Thank God I didn't see this by myself. But no, I definitely saw a lot of these films with my grandmother because we would go every week. It was our thing. We did that for about, maybe, Yeah, we did that for about a year. I had just talked to my aunt about this. You know, she's got Alzheimer's now. She doesn't even leave the house. But yeah, there was a time every week we went out, we saw a movie, and she pretty much let me just see any movie I want. You know, she's pretty awesome. But yeah, that was one of them. Gangs of New York. Yeah, I'm really sorry about. I know. There we go. There we go. Gangs of New York. That was a good one. That was. Is that a Scorsese film? There's like three directors I get mixed up all the time. I get Kubrick, Scorsese. Is that a Scorsese film? Shit. And I get Tarantino. I get them all mixed up. They're all artsy fartsy. Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, Scorsese really likes Leonardo. Yeah, that's a Scorsese film. I couldn't live it down if I misdirected a movie, especially a good one. But yeah, Scorsese, Kubrick, Tarantino, they all kind of have like an artsy fartsy style blended with like ultra violence, and I really like that shit. You know, it's the mixture between like I'm definitely like one of these like bro dudes who loves the violence and the titties and the murder and the visceral gris. Like I love that shit. But at the same time, you know, sometimes I want to see something a little bit more sophisticated and weird, something tantalizing, something that makes me question my thoughts and my beliefs and myself. And these actors blend the two. And every time you see one of their movies, you go on a mindfuck, and I love it. So I love these directors, sorry. But Gangs of New York, I think that's probably my favorite Scorsese film. It's really long. I love Daniel Day-Lewis's fucking performance there. It's crazy to think. I know it's definitely like a draw. I've seen a Scorsese film or two. They're always dramatizations. They're not, you know, pound for pound factual events. So he's hamming it up a little bit, but it is crazy to think of the origins of New York and the United States and stuff like that. Oh, I mentioned this before. Here it is. Speed Racer by the Wachowskis. The then Wachowski brothers. The Wachowski Speed Racer film was awesome. It was awesome. Ain't no one fucking... I gotta put that in the watch again pile. Ain't no one fucking young enough to have been watching that shit when it was like on TV. It was like Generation 1 anime ports over here in the United States. It's the only thing Japanese my mom knew of, right? So, but it was really cool. It was Wachowski as fuck. It had crazy special effects. They really went ham in the post fucking like Matrix era. This was after, I believe, Matrix. What was it? 2008? Man, I don't remember it being that fucking. Yeah, this was after the Matrix trilogy. The CGI has gotten really good, and they just wanted to go ape shit on some strange story, and they remade like a live action Speed Racer movie. It had the fucking main character from Lost in it, the guy who played Jack. He fucking went on to do nothing. His career fucking got shot to shit. But yeah, I really loved this movie. It had an okay storyline. I loved the special effects, and it was goofy, and it felt like an anime. I felt like it was pretty true to form. I really did. I love the Wachowskis. I don't care what fucking gender they want to pretend they are. Yeah, good fucking movie, man. A lot of people hate it, though. I will say that, though. 2009. Friday the 13th, the reboot. It was that long ago? I thought it was shitty. I really hated the new Freddy and his fucking the shape of his head. You know, I have come accustomed to see the original Freddy's like oval shape. And I love his little like he's a fucking murderous fucking scary fucker. But at the same he's like the Joker. He's like the fucking Joker. Fucking the original Freddy Krueger is like the Joker. He's like the Joker if he had supernatural powers. He's always giggling and laughing, making jokes, fucking playing around and shit, and then he'll fucking kill you in the most brutal way. He's fucking the Joker. That's why he's so fucking scary. That's why the Joker's scary. I never heard that before. I've never heard anyone compare the two before. But now that I said it out loud, yeah. Anyway, I love the original fucking Freddy Krueger. I had one of the older films. I haven't seen every single one of them. I've seen... Wait. I caught it. I caught it. I caught it. 2 remakes. 2 shitty fucking remakes I don't fucking know, remember, or care about. God damn. Friday the 13th. I actually like Friday the 13th more. I was talking about Freddy Krueger and the Nightmare on Elm Street. Jesus fucking Christ. Friday the 13th. That's Jason, the guy with the hockey mask. 2 different fucking things. Yes, I know the difference between them. I'm a big Friday the 13th guy. I've seen every single Friday the 13th movie. I haven't seen every Nightmare on Elm Street movie. That's probably in here somewhere. Maybe not, I don't know. But, yeah, the Friday the 13th, the remake, that was fucking stupid. That was fucking stupid. But, yeah. Whew. Yeah. Dreamcatcher. I read the book. Good book. Dreamcatcher, that's the Stephen King movie. That's a Stephen King book made to a movie. That's the one where they're out in the snow and the alien and shit. Good book. The movie, surprisingly, is a 1-for-1 interpretation of the book. The imagery they use, the weird fucking Stephen King's writing style and his storytelling, it's translated perfectly in the movie. This is probably the best recreation of the original book, of any, book to movie. Problem is the story being told is better suited if you read it as a book and not necessarily the movie. Because in the movie there's a lot of weird, awkward moments, some weird imagery and cinematography that just doesn't jive all that well when you're trying to tell a story. It's much better done, through words on a page. So, good book. And even though I didn't give a shit about the movie, and I actually thought it was kind of a bad movie, it's not because it was done wrong. It's actually a pretty faithful 1-for-1, down to all the details and the messaging and the feelings and the pacing and how it's portrayed. It just doesn't translate very well on the big screen. That's the problem with this movie. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's bizarre how that works. It really is. So the director obviously read the book and portrayed everything accurately. It just, the final product is not something desirable. (2009) Star Trek. Star Trek. All right, man. Let's talk about Star Trek. So I saw the Star Trek movie and I thought it was great. It's J.J. Abrams. That's the original. I really enjoyed the movie, like, a lot. I really liked it. I was never a Trekkie. I remember my friends and family making fun of me just because I saw it. And I thought it was great. Add the special effects, and I liked the sound effects and everything. I really loved the movie. I did. With the new cast and everything, it was great. And then, I saw part two. I thought part two was great. I thought part two was great too. The third one, not as good as the others, but I still enjoyed it. They're basically just action flicks with the Star Trek license at this point. A lot of people don't like them because they're not really true to the originals, I guess. But I did really like them. That's what got me into the TV show. So, I've never been a Trekkie, and recently, I'm on the final season, by the way. Recently, I started watching Star Trek The Next Generation. I've been hearing about Star Trek for a really long time. I had a friend when I was younger who watched Star Trek The Next Generation on TV when it was on TV. And I would always make fun of him for it. I kind of blame him a little bit because he never invited me to watch. He's like, let's just watch an episode. Just come over and, when it's on, I'll invite you over for dinner. You'll have dinner over at my family's house. And then afterwards we watch Star Trek, TNG. And, just watch it with us. I would have said, all right, cool. But he never did. So I blame him for that. But I've heard so many great things about the OG Star Trek series. And I did a lot of research, and I decided I'm going to jump into it with The Next Generation. And I was hooked from episode 1. Everyone was a little weird on that pilot episode, but, the shows are amazing. They're amazing stories, and they're amazing messages. I make fun of the left and Democrats and progressives and that sort of shit a lot. But I've always considered myself like a classical liberal. This is as classical liberal as you could get. They have some really amazing stories that mirror modern societal problems with racism and class issues, a lot of political stuff. But they do it in a right way. They don't shove it down your fucking throat. They make you feel smart for coming to the conclusion on your own. And they handle everything very delicately. And they're not afraid to point anything out. And it doesn't feel like virtue signaling. And it's amazing here in 2021 watching Star Trek The Next Generation, watching this shit and going, if the left would take this approach, maybe they'd get more on their side. But instead, all they want to do is chuck Molotov cocktails, burn fucking buildings down, create autonomous zones, spaz out, and call me a Nazi. So, but the series is fantastic. I haven't been watching it very religiously lately because I'm on the final season. And honestly, I don't want it to end. But Star Trek: The Next Generation was amazing. I've watched every episode from beginning almost to end here now. I don't want it to end, and such a great show. Such a great show. They really handle the messages great. There's some really profound stuff in there. I've actually went back and rewatched some of the episodes. I really wish I would have sat down and watched this with my wife. I made the decision to watch some of it, and I just turned it on and started watching it. And she's watched a couple of episodes while we ate or something like that, just by passing by, and she really likes it, what she's seen. I don't think I'm ever going to, watch it again with her, but, man, just such a great show. Such a great show. Here I am, some 40-year-old dude, discovering Star Trek for the first time in 2021. 2020 and 2021. Just great fucking stuff. Anyway, yeah, I like the movies. But I can tell you, it doesn't really capture the essence of what Star Trek is. But it is what it is. Ha! This is part 6. Saw. Part 6. I love the Saw movies. I don't know why all the others aren't in here. I saw... The first one is in here. I don't know why 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 aren't in here. Sure, if we saw Saw Part 1 and Saw Part 6. I believe Part 6... No, it was 7 was the last one, I think. Yeah, 7 was the last one. I love the movies. They're great, like, detective thrillers that are a little gory. This was a good creepy movie. The Mothman Prophecies. And the fucking asshole ripped the actual goddamn thing. The Mothman Prophecies. That's with Richard Gere. That is a dramatization of a guy who goes to... I forget where it is. The Mothman is a real, like, folklore. It's up in the... Fucking, where is it? Up in, I don't know. But there was a, it's a real thing. It's like Bigfoot, right? It's a folklore type of thing. But there was sightings of a creature they have called Mothman surrounding devastating natural disaster. Not natural disaster, but a disaster. This one in particular was a bridge collapse. It's a real thing. This really happened. A bridge collapsed. Many people lost their lives. And in the week leading up to it, tons of people saw a creature that has been dubbed the Mothman. And the Mothman, similar sightings and stuff like this leading up to a fucking horrible disaster in the history of mankind has happened. Sightings. So I'm not saying it's real. I'm not saying the monster is real, but it is a real historical thing where tons of different disasters with many people losing their lives, the events leading up to it have coincided with a lot of sightings of this mythical Mothman creature. And this movie is a dramatization of what happened here in the United States with this bridge collapse. Don't remember what state it was, but it's a real event, and it's a dramatization of that, of this guy who goes there and and finds all these weird encounters, and people's eyes are bleeding and shit like that, and he's trying to figure out what happened. And unfortunately, he figures out too late, but it was a pretty good movie. One of those things based off of, kind of got goosebumps right now. One of those movies based in, real life, folklore, which makes it all the scarier. But that's a good movie. I like that movie. And I'm going to put that in the watch again file. Let's put that in the watch again. We're almost done here. We're almost fucking done here. I'm going to try to shoot through these real quick. The Road to Perdition. That has been popping up on my Netflix thing a lot. I remember it being pretty good. You got Tom Hanks blowing people's heads off and swearing and shit. Good stuff. It's a good mobster movie. It's, I wouldn't say it's as good as like a, fucking, what was that one? With fucking, Kevin Costner in it. I forget the name of it. That one was pretty damn good. Good mobster movie. Prohibition era mobster shit. I remember this movie. John Q. Denzel, fat and gray now, Washington. All the chicks want to suck his dick. Everyone wanted some Denzel. We'll look a picture of him up now. Still a great actor. This was Denzel Washington movie. I think it was a true story about a guy who holds a hospital hostage because he wanted to, I think he was trying to save his son. He needed an operation. He worked there at the hospital for years, but when his son needed help, they were like, ah, yeah, fuck you. So, kind of a guy at his wit's end. Pretty good film. Pretty good film from what I remember. I enjoyed it quite a bit. That you're gonna hear about Training Day and Malcolm X and some other movies with him in it, but this was another good one. I also really like that time travel movie he was in. I forget the name of it. Where they could track him 7 days in the future or something. That was a good one. I like that one. I like that shit. Saw 5. I saw these with my wife in the theaters. I hope all these aren't Saw 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Yeah, we're big fans of the Saw movies. This was another Netflix and chill movie when I first met my wife. War of the Worlds. I was fucking eating pussy to War of the Worlds. That's a good movie. I'm gonna put that in a fucking watch again. Maybe she'll want to watch it again. Maybe we'll want to reenact that shit. But no, really, War of the Worlds, the remake with Tom Cruise, is really good. That was actually I actually got to be a pretty good fan of Dakota Fanning at the time. She was a young kid. Nothing weird, nothing fucking weird, but girl had some serious acting skills, and she was in all these fucking adult, mature movies where she wasn't just playing some brat. She actually had lines. She actually acted well. Like, she could be serious and shit. Like, she was a little fucking girl, but she could fucking act. Like, she was up there with fucking Tom Cruise in that movie. Really loved this fucking movie. It was really sad, too. Kind of reminded me of the movie The Road. There's a recent movie, The Road. It's like this Pocahontas. It's this post-apocalyptic movie about a dude and his kid just trying to survive. And it's really, like, violent and gritty. Kind of reminded me of that. There was the alien attack, and a lot of the movie was just him and his kids just trying to survive, like going from house to house in like a post-apocalyptic setting, kind of fresh post-apocalyptic and shit. The original is a classic, of course. I didn't think it doesn't really hold up today, but this remake is great. Here it is. Here it finally is. We've seen the second one. We've seen the third one. And here is the original, The Matrix. I saw this movie with my grandmother. And she didn't give a shit. Didn't give a shit. She had no idea what was going on. Bruce Almighty. This is probably the last of Jim Carrey's comedies. And then he started getting into all the weird shit. And then he lost his fucking mind. But Bruce Almighty was probably the last of his comedies I thought were really good. Ace Ventura 1 and 2 were great. He's not everyone's favorite guy. Dumb and Dumber, of course, was fantastic. But he had... Nobody's quite like Jim Carrey. Still to this day. Nobody's quite like him. I don't think he's that great of a serious actor, though. He's tried to do some shit. He was in that one movie, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I thought he was fucking stupid in. And then he was in that other movie where he played some sort of like dark fantasy killer or something like that. He was awkward and dumb in it. He's not that good of an actor, unfortunately. A lot of your comedians are great actors. Fucking Gangly Man, not so much. But I'll always remember him from being in some of these comedies and just being fucking weird. And Bruce Almighty, that was probably one of the last of his good ones. Not my favorite of his films, but it was pretty funny. I love the bit with all the fucking fingers. The Steve Carell moments were funny. They did a sequel with Steve Carell. It was called Evan Almighty. That one wasn't as good, but it was okay. That was fucking, that was a thing. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I remember liking this movie, but I don't really remember much about the movie. I'm not going to put this in maybe watch again. I'm going to put this one in the fucking forget about it. That was with Angelina Jolie. I think that's the movie. I think they were married at the time. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. When they were young and beautiful, now they're old and crusty. Angelina Jolie has aged pretty well. Brad Pitt, not so much. I mean, he definitely looks good for his age. When I'm that age, I'm gonna be fucking... I'm gonna look like a fucking stale fart with fat. You know, he still looks pretty good. But he looks like a... He looks like the Walmart version of himself now, if that makes sense. Angelina Jolie still looks good, though. Last one. Last one. I got it in my hand right now. This is it. We've gone through all of them. Don't know what it is. Holy shit! It's one I already fucking talked about. Resident Evil. That's another one I saw with my grandmother. I remember what theater. I remember walking out of the theater in this one. It's weird how the fucking mind works. Talked about watching movies I fucking never even remembered. I remember walking out of the movie theater. I remember the part with the lasers and thinking how cool that was. I remember when all the lasers came out, fucking where you couldn't dodge it and just washed over the guy. And I remember thinking, do they not do anything? Is he fine? What? And then he started fucking like falling apart, and my grandma was like, "Oh my god!" Like I remember that part. And then I remember walking out of the movie specifically. I enjoyed the movie because I had played the games. I was love video games. The movie wasn't that faithful to the franchise. I was a little disappointed in that. I wanted to get into Wesker and Jill Valentine and Chris Redfield and the mysteries of the mansion and the Shark Tank. I wanted to get into that and watch this movie, but instead it was this weird action flick. But we get to see Mila Jovovich's pussy, so I'm cool with that. And the movie was over and done with. I was like, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was kind of cool, even though it wasn't faithful to the video game franchise. And I remember we were still in, we hadn't walked out. There was this weird area in the movie theater, behind all the seats and stuff, that gets lit up. But you're still technically in that room before you go out in the main hallway and stuff. And we're walking up, and I remember asking her, how'd you like the movie? And I thought she was going to say something like, it's not my type of movie, but, I had a good time. Or maybe be like, I enjoyed the special effects. Or, I haven't really seen, a zombie movie before. It kind of, that was different. I expected her to say something like that. And she goes, I thought it fucking sucked. I say all the time, it's like my grandma always used to say, who gives a fuck? She really would talk about that. She would really say shit like that. Not all the fucking time, but sometimes she'll just look you in the eye and say something like, who gives a fuck? Or I thought it fucking sucked. Or why don't you shut the fuck up? Oh, Grandma, I love ya. Anyway, I've been talking way too long. This is a long-ass fucking video, of course. I did an hour-long video right before I started recording this, too, on my main channel. I'm talking about the Activision Blizzard situation and all that crazy shit there. It was not a fun video. I want to do something lighthearted. I was like, you know what? I saw the stack here. I was like, I'm doing it. I'm doing part 2. Well, part 3, technically, because I fucking pressed the wrong button and fucked my shit up. I wanted to talk about something fun, and this was fun. This was amazing. This was really fucking fun. Here's all of them together. I gotta be careful. This fatty fucking stack of movie tickets. I didn't stop going to the movie theaters in 2012 or anything like that. But I stopped keeping track. I started throwing them away. I wish I hadn't. Because I would have so much more memories here. I was going through all my old shit and I threw a lot of things away. I was going to throw these away. I think I'm going to hold on to them. This was fucking fun. And then, of course, here's the smaller stack of movies I want to rewatch. What do we got in here? War of the Worlds, Road to Perdition, Speed Racer, The Butterfly Effect, Big Trouble, Walking Tall, Minority Report, Identity, Open Range, Frailty. I watched that last night with my wife. She really liked it. The Manchurian Candidate, Matchstick Men, Behind Enemy Lines. The fuck is this? The Rundown. That's another Rock movie. Death to Smoochie. Brotherhood of the Wolf. That's the weirdest fucking movie out of this whole goddamn thing. Brotherhood of the Wolf. So bizarre. The Last Castle. And then The Mothman Prophecies and John Q. I remember rewatching The Mothman Prophecies somewhat recently. I saw it again maybe 7 or 8 years ago. That's not recent, but you know, I had watched it. I had gone to the theaters and watched it, obviously. And I remember purchasing the DVD and rewatching it there. No, I didn't purchase it on DVD. I had it on VHS. We had HBO, and I would buy all of these fucking like blank tapes and record, you know, the HBO movie, and I like label it, and I had all these fucking movies that I had recorded from HBO, and the quality was pretty good. I had like a special like high quality recorder, like Panasonic one too. It was pretty fucking cool. I didn't like ever bootleg them or sell them or anything like that. I just straight up had them in a collection. I eventually got rid of all of them, but this was one of them I recorded, and I really liked the movie. I maybe rewatched it like once or twice since then, and then I hadn't seen it for the longest time, and you know, this was after I had met my wife and everything. I think I rewatched it in our old apartment. Yeah, because we bought this place about 7 or 8 years ago. So yeah, it's about at the tail end there. So I like to watch it again though. But anyway, that's it. I'll stop fucking rambling. I'm fucking done. This has been a fucking blast. And I know only like 2 people are gonna like watch this video because I don't have that many subscribers or anything. And even if you do watch it, you ain't gonna watch it to the end. So I'm pretty much just talking to myself. But by the off chance that you're hearing me right now and you've made it to the end of this and you had fun, I'm talking directly to you. You're literally just the one guy or girl I'm talking to. Like nobody else is going to hear these words. Number 1, thank you for watching my shit. That was kind of cool. I do like sharing this with others, even if it doesn't get out there all the time. So you know, I feel privileged. I felt like that was cool. Second, yeah, I don't know how old you are, or you know if you've seen any of these movies, but you know, check some of these movies out. I recommended. A lot of them are like these middling movies that, you know, everyone's heard of, but they never really got popular. Those are always the best ones to me. The ones that didn't catch on. You know, movies like, you know, War of the Worlds and Death to Smoochie and Minority Report. These are all great fucking movies. So, yeah, I don't really know how to end the video. I just had such a good fucking time, and I just want to say thanks for sharing it with me. I'll see you guys in the next video. I've been thinking about doing a video on how I broke my grandmother's hand. That was a fun memory. Anyway, peace the fuck out.